there, young explorers. I'm Zoe, and I'm about to take you on the most incredible adventure you've ever imagined. Are you ready to discover a world beyond your wildest dreams? Well, hold on to your hats, because we're about to step through a secret door that will change everything. Now, picture this. It's just another ordinary day at Oakwood Elementary School. The halls are buzzing with the usual chatter of kids talking about homework, lunch, and the latest playground gossip. But for three best friends, Ayaan, Sara, and Zayan, this day is about to become extraordinary. You see, these three aren't your average students. They're curious, brave, and always up for an adventure. And boy oh boy, are they about to get one? It all starts when they decide to explore the school's dusty old basement during recess. I know what you're thinking. Zoe, isn't that against the rules? Well, sometimes the best adventures start with a little mischief. As they tiptoed down the creaky stairs, flashlights in hand, they notice something strange. Hidden behind a stack of old textbooks is a door they've never seen before. But this isn't just any door. Oh no! This door is covered in swirling, glowing symbols that seem to dance in the dim light. It's like nothing they've ever seen before. Ayaan, always the cautious one, whispers, "Maybe we shouldn't touch it." But Sara, with a mischievous glint in her eye, reaches out her hand. "Come on, guys," she says. "Where's your sense of adventure?" And just as her fingertips brush against the cool metal, boom! In a flash of blinding light and a whoosh of wind, the three friends find themselves tumbling through space and time. Colors swirl around them, laughter echoes in their ears, and suddenly, THUD, they land on soft, springy grass in a world that defies imagination. Welcome, my friends, to Imagination Land, a place where dreams come to life and anything is possible. As Ayaan, Sara, and Zayan pick themselves up and dust off their clothes, their jaws drop in awe at the sight before them. Floating islands drift lazily through cotton candy clouds. Talking animals scurry about, some wearing top hats and monocles, others carrying tiny briefcases. In the distance, a majestic waterfall cascades down in every color of the rainbow, its mist creating shimmering rainbows wherever it touches. But that's not all. As they walk through this wonderland, books begin to flutter open, their pages coming to life right before their eyes. Characters from beloved fairy tales step out, waving and smiling. There's Cinderella, glass slipper in hand, chatting with a big bad wolf who seems to have turned over a new leaf and is now selling organic smoothies. Sara squeals with delight as she spots Alice having a tea party with the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat. Zayan couldn't believe his eyes when he sees Captain Hook and Peter Pan engaged in a friendly game of chess. And Ayaan, well, he's too busy trying to catch a giggling gingerbread man who keeps taunting, "You can't catch me!" As they explore this magical world filled with wonder and excitement, they almost forget that they're not in their own world anymore. That is, until they hear a deep, wise voice behind them. "Ahem, young adventurers, I believe we need to talk." They turn to find an enormous owl, his feathers shimmering with starlight, perched on a nearby mushroom. His eyes, big and round, seem to hold all the wisdom of the universe. "I am Hootsworth," he says, adjusting his tiny spectacles, "and I'm afraid I have some rather urgent news." The three friends gather close, their hearts racing with anticipation and a hint of fear. Hootsworth clears his throat and continues, "The door that brought you here, the one you so bravely stepped through, is no ordinary door. It's a portal between your world and ours, and I'm afraid it's closing soon." Ayaan gasps, "Closing? But how will we get home?" Sara and Zayan exchange worried glances. Hootsworth ruffles his feathers and says, "There is a way, but it won't be easy. You must find the golden key before the last grain of sand falls in the great hourglass of time. If you don't, I'm afraid you'll be trapped in Imagination Land forever." Now, being trapped in a world of wonder might not sound so bad, but our heroes know their families would be worried sick. Plus, who would feed Sara's goldfish or water Zayan's cactus collection? They knew they had to find that key. But where do we even start? Zayan asks, looking around at the vast, magical landscape. Hootsworth's eyes twinkle as he replies, "To find the key, you must embark on a quest. You'll need to solve magical riddles, cross the treacherous puzzle bridge, and outsmart the cunning shadow jester. Only then will you discover the key's hiding place. And so, with determination in their hearts and courage in their steps, Ayaan, Sara, and Zayan set off on their grand adventure. Their first challenge? The Riddle Grove? We're talking trees pose mind-bending questions. I'm tall when I'm young, and short when I'm old. What am I? Asks a gnarled oak tree. The friends put their heads together, whispering and debating. Finally, Sara's face lights up. A candle, she exclaims. The oak tree's branches rustle with approval, and a path appears before them. Next, they face the puzzle bridge, a structure that constantly shifts and changes. One moment, it's made of playing cards. The next, it's constructed of giant Lego bricks. To cross, they must work together, solving logic, puzzles, and math problems that appear in mid. Ayaan, with his love for numbers, takes the lead here. If we solve for x in this equation, he mutters, scribbling in the air with a magical floating pencil, the bridge should stabilize. And sure enough, with a final click, the bridge solidifies, allowing them to cross safely. But their greatest challenge lies ahead. The Shadow Jester, in a dark corner of Imagination Land, where the colors seem to fade and the laughter grows quiet, they find him. He's a tricky fellow, this jester, with a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes and a laugh that sends shivers down their spines. Well, 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 he cackles, juggling shadows between his hands. What do we have here? 3 little lost lambs, far from home. If you want to pass, you'll have to beat me at my own game. The Shadow Jester's game is one of illusions and misdirection. He creates shadow puppets that come to life, trying to confuse and mislead our heroes. But Zayan, always the creative one, has an idea. Guys, he whispers, remember what Ms. Johnson taught us in art class? About light and shadow? Working together, they use their knowledge to manipulate the light, creating their own shadow puppets to counter the jester's tricks. With each successful counter, the jester's power weakens, until finally, with a poof of smoke, he disappears, leaving behind a clue to the key's location. In a book of forgotten stories, where dreams are born and adventures begin, there you'll find the key to your journey's end. Sara reads aloud from the smoky message left behind. With time running out, they race to the great library of imagination, a towering structure with books floating in midair and staircases that lead to nowhere and everywhere at once. They searched frantically, flipping through countless books, until Ayaan spots a dusty old tome hidden behind a shelf. Guys, I think this is it, he calls out. As they open the book, golden light spills out, and there, nestled between the pages of forgotten tales, lies the golden key. Just as they grasp it, they hear a distant rumbling. The ground begins to shake, and they know the door is about to close. They race back through Imagination Land, past the confused fairy tale characters, over the puzzle bridge, and through the Riddle Grove. Finally, they reach the glowing door, which is now flickering and fading. With trembling hands, Zayan inserts the key into the lock. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing happens. Then, with a click and a whoosh, the door swings open. As they step through, back into the dusty school basement, they turn for one last look at the magical world they're leaving behind. Hootsworth is there, perched on a nearby shelf, his eyes twinkling with pride. Remember, he hoots softly. Imagination is the key to all doors. Keep it close to your hearts, and you'll always find your way back to wonder. And with that, the door closes, leaving Ayaan, Sara, and Zayan standing in the dim light of the basement, forever changed by their adventure. From that day on, they looked at the world differently. Every book became a potential portal to new worlds. Every challenge became an opportunity for teamwork and courage. And most importantly, they never lost their sense of wonder and imagination. So, my young friends, what would you do if you found a secret door? What magical world would you want to explore? Maybe you'd visit a land made entirely of candy. Or perhaps you'd journey to the bottom of the ocean to chat with friendly sea creatures. Whatever your dream world might be, remember that it's just a book away, waiting for you to open the cover and step inside. And here's a little secret just for you. Imagination isn't just for magical adventures. It's a superpower that you can use every day. When you're stuck on a tricky homework problem, Imagination can help you think of creative solutions. When you're writing a story, it can take you to far-off lands and introduce you to amazing characters. And when you're facing a challenge that seems too big, imagination can give you the courage to keep trying. So, the next time you pick up a book, remember that you're not just reading words on a page. You're unlocking a door to endless possibilities. And who knows, maybe one day, you'll write your own story and create a whole new world for others to explore. Until then, keep dreaming, keep imagining, and always be ready for adventure. Because you never know when you might stumble upon your very own secret door to imagination land. Magical, whimsical, and adventurous, making kids feel like they're part of the journey.